Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you a secret that as a student or as an individual you can use to bypass the forgetful slope proposed by some psychologists. It is said that 50%, an average of 50% of what we learned by what we read or watch through a video or learned by what we do with our hands after 1 hour is forgotten, while an average of 70% is forgotten after 24 hours, while 95% of what we learned is forgotten in 1 week. Some psychologists actually prove that it is 97 to 98% of what we learn that is forgotten in 1 week. And so how can you as a student or an individual bypass this slope? And this is what I will be sharing in this video. Now, if you look at the graph here, you find out that as the hours and days progresses, what you have learned over the course of probably a day is forgotten by the time it is up to 7 days. And so we will learn the strategy that you can apply, that I have been applying, and that a lot of people have been applying to bypass this forgetting curve. Now, I have a friend who is a fashion designer. I realized that she has a special ability, an ability to remember measurement and styles of clothes. But then when I had a conversation with her, I realized that she was poor in her academics, and that was why she had to drop out from school and focus on her skill. But little wonder, how will she be able to remember measurement and not remember formula? How was it able for her to remember styles of diverse designs and fashion and not being able to define or explain a concept in any of the subject? So this is what you'll be learning. Why is it able that she can remember certain things and she is not able to remember certain things? Now, we know that a strategy in retention and recalling, a strategy that has helped a lot of people, is the strategy called review. Now, you may want to ask, how can we apply this? When should we apply this? And why should we apply this? So in this video, I'm going to be answering these 3 questions. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, and also share so that people will also see the content here and they will be glad that they have access to the content. Now, when should you apply review? 1 hour after you have learned, 1 hour after you've read your material, 1 hour after you've watched that educational video, 1 hour after you've done that hand-on practical. 1 hour after that, make sure you review. 24 hours after that, make sure you review what you've learned. 3 days after you have learned that particular knowledge, after you've learned that particular concept, after you've gotten an understanding of what you've read from the book or watch a video on, 3 days after, make a review. Then 4 days after that, make a review. 1 week after that, make a review. Now, why is it essential that you do these reviews around these certain days? It's because of the forgetting slope. If you remember keenly that I said in 1 hour we forget 50%, so doing that review at that particular time when we forget 50% is therefore you're cutting the forgetting slope and reducing its effect. So you are able to remember a large chunk after 1 hour. Then after 24 hours, if you do a review, you stop the forgetting slope from going steeper, right? So how do we apply this review? You may want to ask. Now, the first way of applying it is by reading or skimming through your jottings, through the notes you have made. A lot of students and a lot of people make this mistake. They assume that they know. They assume that what they've learned will remain in their brain forever. But we have been told through research that what is written down stays longer than what is put in the brain. So it is very important as a student and as an individual to have a notebook and make jottings whenever you're learning something critical and essential for your future. Number 2, a lot of people have timetable for reading. but most students and most people do not have timetable for reviews. And so this is essential if you want to cut down the slope. This timetable prompts you, it keeps your attention, it makes you to be conscious of the fact that you have to do your review at a certain time and in a certain day. Now, the last skill that you must exercise when doing review is skimming. You wouldn't have to go through your notes any longer. Assuming your note is 20 pages, 30 pages, assuming the video material is 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you wouldn't have to go back again after 1 hour, after 24 hours. All you do is just skim through your jottings, skim through what you have jotted down, what you have noted down in your notebook or in your jotter, and you have done your review. Why should you apply review? Repetition or continued exposure is what we call review. Exposure to a thing, exposure to a knowledge, repetitive exposure to a certain skill makes you become perfect or makes you to become proficient. An expert is someone who has been exposed to a certain problem over and over and over, and he has been able to solve it over and over and over. So repetition, continued exposure strengthens your neural pathway. When you are exposed to a certain knowledge, 1 hour you're supposed to eat, 24 hours you're supposed to eat, 3 days you're supposed to eat, 1 week you're supposed to eat, an average of 3 to 4 days every week you're supposed to eat. In 1 month, your neural pathway of that certain knowledge would have been strengthened so much that even if you are asked a certain question as regards that, you can easily remember. It also helps you to transfer information or knowledge from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. We forget easily when things are stored in the short-term memory, and it can easily evaporate when it is not sent to the long-term memory by continuous exposure. Now, review boosts your memory and makes learning memorable. In short, review is one of the best strategies that can improve your brain. So I encourage you today to begin to apply this strategy whenever you read, whenever you learn a new thing. Please, if you have not subscribed to my video, you can subscribe by clicking on the icon there. Now, if you also enjoyed value from this video, you can like and share to other students so that they can also participate and learn from the video. My name is Obongju. I have a free resource for you, a free material that would help you. It's a book of 100 pages just for your mind. You can click on the link seller.co/m/Obongju. Click on the link, copy the link and paste on your search engine, and it will direct you to my page, and then you can easily download without paying a kobo. And if you're interested to get any of my books, you can click on the link.